Welcome to Excel Update. This video is brought to you by Career Skills Services. For additional information, you can visit our blog at careerskillsservices.blogspot.com. Today's lesson, we are going to look at Excel for accountants. Now, we'll be looking at Excel functions that is needed for an accountant to excel in his profession. That we are going to look at important Excel functions that every accountant needs to know how to use if such an accountant wants to excel in his field of accounting. That is a must learn Excel function that every accountant needs to know So we're going to look at this Excel function that can help accountant to perform his duty effectively, efficiently, and very fast and quickly as possible. So these are must features that every accountant must learn. So let's go to today's lesson. Now, first and foremost, we'll be looking at the copy and paste features of Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel have a lot of copy and paste features, but first and foremost, we are going to look at the difference between cut and paste and copy and paste. A lot of people do not understand the difference between copy and paste and cut and paste. Now, let me align these two cells. Press down the Ctrl and the Shift key of your keyboard, press and hold down, and press down the down arrow key. Then click on the copy. Once development, you click on the copy. The next you are going to do, I want to paste it here. Click on this particular cell where I want to paste it and click on paste. Now you can see I make use of paste. Microsoft Excel actually copy the formatting feature of the source data set. This particular data set, you can see this column is highlighted yellow, the commission column is highlighted yellow. Microsoft Excel makes use of that yellow, but you can see Microsoft Excel value here is 0. Why the value here is 0, Naira 0? Why? Because you have formula in this particular cell, So Microsoft Excel copied the formula, but there are no values in this particular column. Why? Because Microsoft Excel makes use of relative reference style. You can see when you click on this particular column, you can see Microsoft Excel makes use of the value in this cell, and Microsoft Excel makes use of the value, makes use of this particular cell in calculating this calculation. And you can see in this particular two cells, there is nothing in this particular cell. Unlike this particular cell, there are values in this cell and there are values in this cell. So Microsoft Excel copied the formula and pasted it. But since the value in the cells are empty, Microsoft Excel brings out an empty value. So that's where we see the difference between the copy and paste. You are going to see the difference between the copy and paste feature of Microsoft Excel and cut and paste feature of Microsoft Excel. Now, why did Microsoft Excel copy it this way? Microsoft Excel makes use of relative reference style. Now you can see when we copy here, Microsoft Excel makes use of the value here and makes use of the cell beside the output cell. So likewise, Microsoft Excel makes use of the cell beside the output cell and makes use of the cell at the first row. And you can see how many columns we have here. We only have 1, 2 column, the first row. Now you can see Microsoft Excel use the same thing, the second column, and the top row. Why? Microsoft Excel makes use of relative reference style. So now let's look at cut and paste. Now let's look at the cut and paste. Let us align this to press down the Ctrl and the Shift key of the keyboard, then press down the down arrow key. Let us assume I want to cut and paste that. Click on this and I want to cut. I want to cut and I want to paste. Now cut, or you press Ctrl X to cut, and I want to paste it there. I click on this and I click on paste. Now you can see Microsoft Excel automatically removes the data here. In the first case, Microsoft Excel duplicates the data, but in the column of commission column and the salary plus commission column, I have 7 Naira here. But in this particular case, Microsoft Excel gives me the value of the commission, and Microsoft Excel gives me what? The Naira. and gives me the value for commission plus salary. Now you can see Microsoft Excel makes use of this value and makes use of this value. Likewise, Microsoft Excel makes use of this value and makes use of this value. So that is the difference between the cut and copy features of Microsoft Excel and the cut and paste function of Microsoft Excel. Now let's look at the other formatting features of Microsoft Excel. Now let's quickly align this particular cell. I like the first column. I like only the first row. Press down the Ctrl and the Shift key of your keyboard, press and hold it down, and press down the down arrow key, then click on copy. Now what I want to do is this. The first thing we are going to look at paste. Now I want to paste this here. I click on this particular column where I want to start the paste, and I click on this paste. Now you can see Microsoft Excel copies the formatting feature of the source data set of this particular data set. You can see the names are in red. Microsoft Excel makes the name in red. The heading columns are bold and black. Microsoft Excel makes it bold and black, and you can also see the heading columns. The heading column is shaded blue. Microsoft Excel makes use of the deep blue. And you can see the salary and commission column is shaded yellow. Microsoft Excel makes use of yellow, and while the first and last name column is shaded light yellow, Microsoft Excel makes use of a kind of light blue for it as well. But you can notice something, that the commission column is not actually coming out very well. Why? So that is the format, and you can see here the commission column we have 0 naira, and you can see the value in the salary and commission column is different with the value in the salary and commission column right here. So you can see the difference. That's the copy and paste command. That's using the copy and the paste format of Microsoft Excel. Now let's see these other formatting features of Microsoft Excel. This particular case. Now in this particular case, I'm telling Microsoft Excel I only need the formula. You can see I told Microsoft the formula. I'm only interested in copying the formula. You can see Microsoft Excel copies the formula in this particular cell. You can see Microsoft Excel copies the formula in the particular cell, although the value are not correct. Microsoft Excel copies the formula that is used in performing this particular calculation. That's what Microsoft Excel did. Microsoft did that in particular calculation now in performing this particular kind of calculations. But Microsoft Excel, alongside copy, and because I only told Microsoft Excel copy the formula, I only told Microsoft that is what I'm interested in. I'm interested in what the formula. So Microsoft Excel copies only what the formula. Now take note of this. You can see the Microsoft Excel did not copy other. Microsoft Excel did not copy other formatting features of the source cell, like the salary and commission column that is highlighted yellow. Here, Microsoft Excel did not use that as well. Now, let's come to this particular case. Now, in this particular case here, I have this. Okay, I have this. Let me delete this. Now, I want to use the importance of this particular features of Microsoft Excel is this. I click on this, select all this, go to copy. Now I'm telling Microsoft Excel copy only the formula. I'm only interested in the formula. Now you can see the data sets are similar. The two data sets are similar. So I want to use, instead of going through the stress of performing the calculation all over again, I can simply tell Microsoft Excel just copy that, and then I can simply tell Microsoft Excel just paste only the formula. Now I've copied that. Now I can simply tell Microsoft Excel just paste only the formula. I'm interested in the formula. You can see Microsoft Excel automatically paste the formula. So that is the important feature of the importance of this particular function of the paste and copy command of Microsoft Excel. So instead of performing the calculation all over again, you could simply copy the calculation you've already performed on a previous data set and apply it to the new data set that is similar to the new data set. So now let's look at what else again we have. Copy. Now let's look at formulas and number format. Now I'm telling you, we look at this particular case. You look at this particular case we just did. Microsoft Excel did not copy paste the Naira sign beside it. The Naira sign beside it. The Naira sign beside it. Microsoft Excel only copied the formula. Why? Because we instructed Microsoft Excel paste only the formula. But in this particular case, we are going to instruct Microsoft Excel paste the formula and the Naira sign beside it. So let's just highlight it again. Let's go all over it again. So click on copy. I've copied that. Now go to the format. When you click on the format, I click on this particular place. Now I am telling Microsoft Excel copy the formula, and as alongside I need the number format. Now you can see Microsoft Excel place the Naira sign beside the value of each of the outputs. You can see the Naira sign there because I told Microsoft Excel I need the formula and the number format. So Microsoft Excel copies the formula alongside Microsoft Excel copies the number format. Now so let's see what we have next. Copy. Now we're going source formatting. Now in this particular case, I'm telling Microsoft Excel I need the source format. Now let's click on this and let's paste. You can see that I'm going to paste here, but I'm going to use the source format now. Now I'm telling Microsoft Excel use the first format. Now you can see this particular functions of Microsoft is similar to using the paste format of Microsoft Excel. Now Microsoft Excel copies in the formatting features, copies the formatting features, and also pasted the formatting features. You can see the salary column, the salary and commission columns are highlighted yellow. Microsoft Excel makes use of the yellow, while the headings are lighted blue. Microsoft Excel makes it because why I took Microsoft Excel I need the source format. Microsoft Excel copies similar to the source format. So you can see these two formatting features of Microsoft Excel are quite similar. Now let's look at the next feature of Microsoft Excel we are going to look at here over this. Now in this particular case, I'm telling Microsoft, okay, now we look at this particular case. Let us copy. I'm going to show the difference. Now you can look at this particular case of Microsoft Excel. Now you can see this particular case of Microsoft. You can see the thick border line along each cell, along this salary, along the commission column and the salary column. But in this particular case, the thick border line is not included in this particular aspect, in this particular column, in this salary column and commission column and salary and commission column. Why? Because I instructed Microsoft Excel I don't need the border line. So that is why Microsoft Excel pasted the data set without the border line. So that's why Microsoft Excel pasted that without the border line. The next we are going to look is this. Now I want Microsoft Excel to include the border line. So all I need to do is to click on this, and you can see Microsoft Excel included the border line, and also you can see this commission column is well pasted. You can see the value of the commission is inside, salary and commission inside. Unlike this particular case, I like this. Let's see the difference. Copy. And paste. Now we can see the difference here. Now you can see that these particular features of Microsoft Excel, you can see the Naira sign. Yeah, in this particular feature of Microsoft, you can see the commission is, we can see the word commission in full. In this particular case, we can see the word commission in full. Even that of the salary clause, commission, the commission crossed to the next line. It looks as if the commission moved to the next cell. Unlike this particular case, salary and commission is in the same cell. So that's the difference between that two features of Microsoft Excel. Because we took Microsoft Excel, we are interested in the borderline, copy the formatting features alongside copy the width of the cell. We instructed Microsoft Excel to maintain the width of the cell. So Microsoft Excel maintained the width of the cell. Let's click on copy here. So let's see what we're going to look at. The next thing we're going to look at here will be the value. Okay, in this particular case, I want Microsoft Excel to paste only the values. I need only the values. Now you can see Microsoft Excel pasted only the values without the formatting feature. You can see some names are not well pasted. So Microsoft Excel pasted only the values. You see there is no formula. There is no formula. Microsoft Excel only pasted the values and leave out the formatting features of the source data sets. You can see the data sets. Microsoft Excel leaves the source features of the formatting features of the source data set. You can see the column, the salary column that is highlighted yellow here. In this particular case, it is not. The commission column that is highlighted yellow here. In this particular case, it is not. Why? Because we trusted Microsoft Excel. We only need the values, and Microsoft Excel only picks the value of that particular data set. Now let's look at this. Now in this case, we are telling Microsoft Excel we need both the value and the number format. Now in this particular case, Microsoft Excel included the number format there. Now we are telling Microsoft Excel we need the value and the number format in this particular case. So tell Microsoft Excel paste both the value and paste the number format in this particular cell. So I tell Microsoft Excel paste both the value and the number format in this particular cell. You can see Microsoft Excel paste the value and pasted the number format in, and paste the number format in that particular cell, in that particular cells. Now we can see that now we're telling Microsoft Excel paste both the value and the source format. Now you can see this, the source format. Now in this particular case, Microsoft Excel kept the source format, but you can see the calculation of column. In the calculation column, we have 0 Naira. In the commission column, we have 0 Naira there. In the commission column, we have 0 Naira there. In this particular case, the value is not correct. So you can see that there. But in this particular case here, we are telling Microsoft Excel, we need the value and also we need the source format. So that's the difference between these two features of Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel brings out the value. There is no formula in the cell. You can see the formula is not included in the cell. The formula is not included in the cell. So Microsoft Excel only pasted the value and left out the formula used in arriving at the output of this particular one cell. Microsoft Excel only placed the value there without the number format. Microsoft Excel only placed the value there without the formula used in arriving at the value in the cell. we can see that this particular case, now in this particular case we're talking about the formatting feature. Now in this particular case, how do we use this particular function of Microsoft Excel? You can see I have this data set here, and I have a similar data set here. You can see the name, that this is Aganama Valentine, Ajayi Valentine. In this case I have Chiemela Ogadima and Ume Okafor, Chi Agozim. Now you can see that now I want to apply this data set here. Instead of highlighting this and make it bold, start highlighting this to make color and the rest of them, I could simply copy the formatting feature of this particular data set, copy the formatting features of this particular data set, and I come to this place, I paste dates here. Now the moment I do that, Microsoft Excel paste the formatting feature on this particular, only the formatting feature. Microsoft Excel paste the formatting feature. You can see the Naira here. Microsoft Excel paste the formatting feature. So you can see the value I have here is different from the value I have here, because the commissions are different. So what Microsoft Excel does, Microsoft Excel only pastes the formatting feature of this particular cell. Microsoft Excel only pastes the formatting feature of this particular cell. Microsoft Excel only pastes the formatting feature of that particular cell. So now we are quickly going to look at the paste special command of Microsoft Excel. Most of the paste special command of Microsoft Excel, we've done most of that, so I'm not going to repeat that there. Now for the first paste special command of Microsoft Excel, okay, let me make use of this. Now you can see this particular features of Microsoft. This is telling you link data sets. Now the moment I click on this, you see Microsoft Excel copies the data set without the formatting feature. You can see the salary column is not highlighted yellow, the commission column is not highlighted yellow, and the word commission is not shown fully in this particular column heading. Why? Because I told Microsoft it only link the data set. So the very moment I change the value in this data set, this is 75,000 naira. The very moment I make it 50,000 naira, you can see changes here. Yeah, we have 7,000 and something. The very moment I make this 40,000 naira, it automatically changes here. So that was I took Microsoft Excel. I want to link the data sets here. So Microsoft Excel only link the data set without picking the formatting feature. Also, I could simply open a new Excel spreadsheet and click on this particular column, and then I link the data sets. I click on this and I link the data sets. So the very moment you change the value in a source data set, for instance, I change the value in this particular data set to be 30,000. Now in this new Excel spreadsheet, I just open, you can see 30,000. So that is how the link function of Microsoft Excel works. So now let's quickly look at the paste copy command of Microsoft Excel, the paste special command of Microsoft Excel. In this case, the formula, we've already learned that Microsoft Excel only copies the formula. In this case, Microsoft Excel only copies the value. In this case, Microsoft Excel copies formula and number format. Now let me just show us that. Click on OK. Now you can see there's formula there. So Microsoft Excel only copies the formula, but you can see the value in this, the commission column is 0 naira, while salary and commission column, the value is not correct. So that does the same work with all other features of functions of Microsoft copy and paste command I have shown us earlier. So now let's look at the ones we've not done before. So we've not looked at comments. I'm going to show us talk a little bit about comments, and I'm going to talk a little bit about this. Okay, now let's just talk about comments. Now in this case, I added a comment here. I decided to add a comment there, and I click on the value in this cell was arrived at. Value in this cell was arrived at by multiplying the salary value to that of the commission. Okay, now to add salary plus add salary to commission to arrive at the value. Now, same comment features of Microsoft Excel. If I want to paste the comment there, I have comment there. I only want Microsoft Excel to paste comment. Since these two data sets are similar, since I have two similar data sets, I could simply copy the comment on this particular cell, and I paste the comment there. I come to this particular data set, I click on this, and I go to Space Special and tell Microsoft Excel I need a comment, and click on OK. Now Microsoft Excel paste the comment on this particular data set. Can you see Microsoft Excel paste the comment on this particular data set? So Microsoft Excel placed the comment on this particular data set. You can see the comment here, and you can see the comment here. If you want to see the comment, we can go to show comment. So Microsoft Excel paste the comment on that particular set. So that's how we can use that particular feature of Microsoft Excel. Let me quickly hide the comments. So that's how we can simply use that particular feature of Microsoft Excel. Now we have another Space Special. Now I want to look at add, multiply, subtract, and divide. Okay, let's assume we have a situation. Okay, let's assume we have a situation whereby it is during the festival period, or the company decided to give some bonus beside the commission. If, for instance, all the workers are given a bonus of 10,000 naira, that is all the workers are given a bonus of 10,000 naira beside the commission that was added to them. Click and double click on that. Okay, beside the commission added to them. Now we want to add this bonus to this particular case. We don't want to create another column, salary plus commission plus bonus. Now we don't want to create this additional column. We're not interested in creating this additional column. All we need to do, we can simply copy that. You can see the first salary is 78,300 naira. So simply copy that, click on this particular salary and column, and commission column, highlight all the cells in that column, then go to space special and click on add, click on OK. But when I click on OK, you can see the value in that cell automatically changes. Excel add the 10,000 naira to the previous value in the cell was 78,000. Okay, what we're going to do is so that we can differentiate the values in the cell. Let's quickly copy this, copy, and let's paste that there. Let's use we're going to use the value now. Okay, now let's do this now. I want us to get what I'm trying to do. Click on this. Now I've highlighted the values. I've highlighted the cell. Now go to paste special, click on add. Now click on OK. Now you can see the salary plus commission. The previous value in the cell was 78,300. Here in this particular case, it's now 88,300 naira. Previously, it was 81,463 naira 32 kobo. Currently, after adding the bonus of 10,000 naira, it becomes 91,463 naira 32 kobo. So also, if I want to include if I want to multiply, for instance, now in this particular salary column, let's copy this. And let's paste that here. Okay. Now let's delete everything in this particular column. I've deleted everything in this particular column. Now what I want to do is, it seems I have a commission of 4.40%. I want to calculate the commission for each of this particular staff. All I need to do, I could click on this, click on copy, and I'm going to, and I don't want to create a column. Sorry, this is what I want to do. Let's quickly delete this. Copy, click on copy, let's click on paste. In this particular column, now I want to calculate the commission for each of the staff here. I want to calculate the commission for each of the staff. So click on copy. This is salary. Now I want to calculate the commission for each of the staff. I want to add the value of the commission to each of the staff. I don't want to create an additional column known as salary plus commission. I don't want to create an additional column known as salary plus commission. I don't want to create an additional column known as salary plus commission. I want to add the values to this particular. I want to add the value of the commission to their original salary. So what am I going to do? I'll click on this, click on copy. When I click on copy, I click on this. I'll highlight all the cells. Having done that, I'll go to paste special. I'll go to multiply. Go to paste special. Go to multiply. Then I'm going to click on OK. The moment I click on OK, Microsoft Excel calculates that. Let's change this to general. So the moment I do that, Microsoft Excel automatically calculates the commission directly for. Now Microsoft Excel automatically calculates the commission of the staff instead of doing one after the other. So we can simply change this column to commission. So Microsoft Excel simply calculates the commission for each staff using the commission function, using the function of Microsoft Excel. So Microsoft quickly calculates the commission for those staff. So let's quickly highlight all this. Okay. Now, the other features of Microsoft Excel I'm going to show to us. Let me undo all this. Okay. Let's, in this particular case, let me copy this. Okay. Just as we said previously, not all the staffs were entitled to bonus. Only the selected staffs were entitled to bonus. So let's see how to go about that. Okay, fine. Now you can see the value in this for this particular staff UBDKA is 84,754 naira 44 kobo, and that of this particular staff, the salary plus bonus is 125,944 naira 64 kobo. Now what I want to do now this particular staffs, probably they for one reason or the other, the management decided to add additional bonus to this particular staff beside the commission. Now if you want to calculate it, how am I going to do that? Using Microsoft Excel function. Now you can see that is the last row for the bonus. I've highlighted that. Then you need to click the copy command. When you click on copy, then click on this. Highlight all the cells. Highlight all the cells. Highlight all the cells. The first thing I did was to click on this. Copy all this. Then go to the copy command. Click on the copy command, then highlight all the cells, or must make sure that all the cells are highlighted. Now I can press the Ctrl Shift and the down arrow key to highlight all the cells. Then now I want to add those values. All I need to do is to go to the pay special, click on pay special. When Microsoft Excel brings out the pay special dialog box, I'll tell Microsoft Excel it keeps blank. Now what I want to buy Microsoft, I want to add. Now you look and see this place. I told Microsoft Excel was all. Now what is all? Microsoft Excel is going to retain the features, the formatting features of this particular cell, and then applied it. Then click on OK. Well, when I click on OK, you can see Microsoft Excel has done that. You can see the value of the cell previously was 84,000. You can see the value for the cell was 84,754 naira 44 kobo. Now it's now 94,754 naira. We can simply adjust all this, so you can see the current value in the cell. That Microsoft Excel has actually added the 10,000 naira to the cell, and Microsoft Excel adjusted the value in the cell. So that's how to use a copy and paste functions of Microsoft Excel. Then we'll see the format features. Now let's look at the number format of Microsoft Excel. Let's look at the number formats of Microsoft Excel. Now using the number format of Microsoft Excel, we go to the home menu, we click on number. Now these are the various number formats of Microsoft Excel. Excel brings out the format cell. We can do alignment, we can do font, we can do border, we can view, we can protect. So first and foremost, let's look at the number format. Now in this particular case, number format is we have the general number. So this is represent the general number, this number, and this is a number, numerical number. This no format, that is the general number. When you have no format, general number, you can see when I make use of the no number, Microsoft Excel only use because of the zero. Microsoft Excel deleted the zero value there. That's general format. So if I want Microsoft Excel to remove any zero value, if I have a zero value, Microsoft Excel will do, so I can simply apply that here. So I can tell Microsoft Excel I want you to use the general format. You can see what Microsoft Excel is going to use. So Microsoft Excel is going to make it to 1 decimal places, except the value there is more than 0. It is, for instance, 1, 2, 3, 4, and right. Okay. The next we are going to look at the number format is let's look at number. Now this particular case number. Now if this is not an amount of money, let's assume it is just a digit. I can decide to Excel I want you to put it in 1 decimal places. I want you to put it in 3 decimal places. I just don't need any decimal places. I want you to make it 0. Excel automatically does that and put the value in and remove the decimal digit beside the amount of money. So let's quickly look at the next in the number. We have currency. Now in this particular currency, I click on that. I need a currency. Remember, this is 2 decimal place. If I want Excel, I need the $sign. I click on that and I click on OK. Excel puts the $sign there and makes it to 2 decimal digit. If I don't want the decimal digit, I could simply tell Excel I don't need this decimal digit. Make this 0 and click on OK. Excel leaves the $sign and put the decimal digit. But in my own country, I will make use of Naira sign and not the $sign. So how am I going to do it in my own country? In my own country, I'm going to go to the custom. Go to the custom. I'm going to make use of this value here. So I'm going to change this. If I'm going to change this to Naira, if I put a Naira, I must put the double apostrophe there and put the Naira sign of the currency of my country. If I put OK, we see this comma sign here. Click OK. Now you can see Excel putting the comma sign there. So how can I eliminate this comma sign beside it? The next thing I'm going to do is I go to that, this is it. I remove the comma sign there. Excel automatically remove this comma sign. And I want Excel to, after the 1000, I want Excel to put a comma. So how am I going to apply that? I come to this and I'm going to put a comma there and I click OK. The moment I do that, Excel puts a comma whenever there is 1000. If the value is 1,000,000, Excel is going to put a comma after each 1000. So now if I don't like this type of number format, I want another type of number format. All I need to do is to add that type of number format, add the cost here and click on OK. So we can have this type of number format, but I don't like this type of number format. Okay, let's quickly undo that. Now what type of formatting feature can I add to this? Now I can see the accounting features. Now the accounting feature is still similar to that of the Naira sign. We have different types of Naira sign for that of different countries. Yeah, we have different types of Naira sign to that. So I could simply click a particular country. If it's the $sign, click a $sign and I put OK there. Okay, let us assume that. Now let's go back to the number format. We have that of percentage here. Okay, now if I want to change the value in a particular cell to percentage, for instance, I have value of in the cell. Now I want to change all this value to percentage. I type 1, it gives me that value. I want to make it a percentage. I have to go now. I've got it. Let me delete it. Now let's type 1 in this cell. Press enter. Type 2. Press enter. Type 3. Press enter. Type 4. Type 5. Press enter. Type 6. Press enter. Type 7. Press enter. Now you can see I have a date format here. I typed 7 instead of Excel to give me 7. Excel make it to be a date digit. So if I want to convert that date digit, because I wanted to type 7% in that particular cell, Excel rather brought out this particular date. I don't need this date. I don't know where it comes from. I have to go to percentage and I click on percentage. So I'll delete that and type 7% I wanted to type in that particular cell. So that's how to convert. Also, we can have some calculations, and for instance, For instance, I might want to know the return of a particular amount of money. I can convert that to percentage. So let's see what we have. Fraction, we have that for scientific, we have the text, we have the special, and we have the custom. I think I've touched on that. Now we can go to alignment. Now in case of alignment, let's touch this a little bit. Let's assume I have this. I want to align the text. For instance, I have a text here. For instance, I can decide to. Now you can see the value in this particular cell is longer than the cell, so I can decide to align that particular cell. I go to alignment. I can go to there's a shrink to fit, or alternatively, since the value in the cell is longer than the cell, I could simply tell Excel I need an alignment cell wrap the text in this particular cell, and Excel automatically wrap the cell in this particular cell. Also, I could do some alignment in this particular cell. I could go to this and then click on alignment, and then make it at the top. Now you can see Excel does that and put it to the left. If I want it to be to the right, well, that is text format, and we are done with number formats. I only wanted to show us something on number formats, and that's just alignment. So that's that. So this counts for alignment. If I want to do the alignment, so we're done with the number format for that. Now let's look at some date format in Microsoft Excel. Now the date function of Microsoft Excel is one of the most important functions which every accountant must learn. Anyone that is in the field of accounting or in the field of finance must learn how to use all the date functions of Microsoft Excel. Now this is a particular Excel spreadsheet. In this Excel spreadsheet, I have suppliers. These are the various suppliers of different models of cars. We have the Acura, we have the Audi, we have the BMW, we have the Buick, and we have the Cadillac, and the rest of them, as you will see. Now we have the purchase date of this car, we have the order ID, and we have the purchase amount. Now we are going to use the date function of Microsoft Excel to fill all the cells. Now you can see today's today's date. If we are interested in knowing what is today's date, all we need to do is to type equals to in that cell and type to day. When we type today's, it brings out the function. So we'll click on that function. You see that today's date have no argument. Inside the bracket, close and press enter. When you press enter, Excel brings out today's date. Today's date is 23rd of January. Today's date is. If I want to fill this column with today's date, all I need to do is to double click on this column, and Excel automatically fills that column with today's date. You can see 23rd of January 2019. Also, I can also get the formula for today's date by typing Control and press down the Shift key of press down the Control key of your keyboard and press the semicolon key of your keyboard. That gives me today's date. Now, if I want Excel to put today's date and the time inclusive, I have to press the Control, the Shift, and the semicolon. Excel gives me the time, but we are coming to that. We will look at that in a second. Now I need this is today's date. When I double click on this, see what Excel is going to give to me. Excel gave me 24, 25, 26. Why? You can look in this particular cell. I make use of the Excel function today. Why in this particular case I make use of this particular function. I make use of this particular function. This is the particular function I make use of. I make use of this particular function, and that gives me the same date, that's today's date. So that is that. Then now if let me do this. Okay, now I want to see the days past due. Now let's assume that today is the due day for the payment of this car. You can see this particular car was bought since November 3rd, 2006. The car was not yet, the car has not been sold. The car has not been sold by the buyer. The car has not been sold, and you can see the day, the particular. You can see by today's date. We want to know how long has this car been. How long has this car been bought? In order, we want to look at the past due date for the car. That is the days that have been past due. Now let's assume the date in which the car was bought is the date given to the buyer to pay off the price of the car. In other words, is the date that was given to the buyer to make payment for the car. But up to now, the car have not been paid for. So in order to get the days past due payment of the car, we need to type equals today, and we click on today's date. Okay, let's make use of Excel formula. Today's date minus the purchase date of the car. Now you can see that the past due date of the car is 811 days. Okay, see the past due date of the car is 811 days. To fill the other column, instead of clicking and drag down, this will actually waste your time. All you need to do, you can double click on that cell. I don't know what is wrong with my Excel spreadsheet today. Excel spreadsheet is giving me kind of headache. So now, if you click on that, and Excel automatically fill in the cell. You can see that. So you can click on Control and press down the down key of your keyboard. You can see the past due date. Okay, you can click on the Control key of your keyboard and press down the arrow key up. That takes you there. Now you can see the past due date now. But Excel has a formula in which we can use to look for the past due date. Now, what is the formula for Excel we can use? Let's quickly delete this. We can use this formula, days 360. Now, all Excel needs to, Excel asks you have to input the argument in this particular cell. The first argument you need to give to Excel, argument simply means information given to Excel to perform a particular calculation of analysis. So the first argument is the start date. The start date is this 3rd of November when the car was bought. I said again. Okay, that is that. Then the end date. Let's assume that the due date for the payment of the car is today, which is 23rd of January 2019. So that's the day. Then Excel gives me option to choose. I don't know what's wrong with my Excel spreadsheet. Excel gives me option to choose. Either I have to choose the first date that is using the default of Microsoft Excel, that's the US format or European format. You can see the start and the end dates will be approximated to 30 days months by the US standard method, and we can see that of the European method, the start dates and the end dates that occur on the 31st day of a month will be equal to the 30th day of the month. So let's make your default format and type a bracket close and press enter. Now, using the default format is optional. I might decide not to use the default format. I might decide not to use the default format of Microsoft. So we could decide not to use the default. In this particular case, we could decide not to click on that and just decide to press enter. Excel still gives us the same result. So Excel gives us the same output there. So we can automatically fill in this by double clicking this. Now you can see the difference between using the Excel function and using the Excel function to calculate the past due dates and using the other method of Microsoft Excel. So we can see that we can see the difference in using this particular function features of Microsoft Excel. That assuming we are giving the assumption that today is the past due date. Now this particular cell is not even useful in my analysis. Okay, let's give up. But actually, the actual due date, now if the actual due date that is given to the seller to make payment for this particular, for each model of car is given below, like let's assume that the actual due date was 31st of July 2007. The next was this time the other model of Acura was 1st of August 2017, and so on, as you can see the various due dates. Now if we want to calculate the actual past due date for the car, so what are we going to do? We are simply going to use this Excel formula to calculate that. So we can use the days format of Microsoft Excel. We click the start date. We click the start date. The start date is the date of the purchase date. You can see Excel asks for a comma after the first argument. The next is the end argument. The next is the end argument, and the end argument is the actual due date. So you click on that particular cell and you type a comma, and these two has been giving me a little bit of headache. So now all I need to do now is to double click on this, and Excel automatically fills in that column. Now we can see the actual due date. Now you can see for this particular car model, it is up to 268 days past the due date given to us to make the payment of this car, but given to the seller to make payment of this car. But up to now, the seller has not been able to make payment for the car. Probably the seller has not yet sold the car. The cars are still unsold, so we can see the actual past due date for each payment for this particular car. Now we can also we can use other Excel function. For instance, if we've given the actual past due date. Now if we want Excel to alert us, a month to the time of the due date of this particular car, we can ask Excel to give us an alert. We need a particular date, a month to the due date to this particular car, so we know when each of this car is used for payment. If we want to do about this, but in this particular spreadsheet 2017, but let's assume that if the due date given to this particular, if the due date given to us was today being 23rd of January 2019, for each of the old car we have given an ultimatum to make the payments for the car today. Let's assume today was the final date given to us. We can actually see, tell Excel a month ahead to this particular date, we want you to give us the date to the payment of this particular car, and Excel is going to give that. But actually, let's make use of this particular date that is given, the actual due date given to us. Now here, for instance, we want Excel to give us the month before the particular due date for the payment of the car. We can do that in Excel, and Excel is going to give us a month before the particular date of this particular payment of the car. Now this will give us the start date. This is the date, the actual due date for the payment of the car. Now we want Excel to alert us a month. We want to see the date a month before the particular due date for the payment of each of the car. So that is that, and we have to put there, we want Excel to tell us 1 month ahead, 1 month before, so you have to put -1, type a bracket, close, and press enter. Now when you press enter, you can see Excel giving you that a month to the due date for the payment of this particular car is 30 of June 2017. That was 30 of June 2017. Now if I want to tell, let me see a month after the due date of this particular car, a month after the due date of the payment of this particular car, we can see that the Excel displaying a month after the due date is 31st of August 2017. But we are interested in knowing a month before the due date. Now for each of the car, we want to know the we want to know the due date a month before the payment of each of this particular car. So you double click on that and you can see for each of the car, you can see a month before the due date for the payment of each of the car. You can see the actual due date is 8th of April, a 4th of August 2017. You can see a month before that is 4th of July 2017. That is a month before the due date of the particular car for the payment of the particular car. Now this, if we want Excel to display to us, we want Excel to display to us the month. We want Excel to display to us the month. Also, we can use this month. We want to see the month, the exact month before or after the payment of before or after the due date of each of this particular different models of cars. Now we want Excel to display to us a month before or after the due date of the payment of each of these cars. So type equals today and you type the end of month and double click on that. Excel will ask for the start date. Is the start date. Now I want Excel to display to me 1 month before the due date of this car and press enter. Now you can see Excel giving me 30th of July 2017. You can see that. I can now double click on this. When I double click on this, Excel brings up this value in this particular. So you can see for this particular case now, Excel is giving me 31st of July 2017. Why for this particular case, Excel is giving us 1st of July 2017. Why the difference? Now in this particular case, I told Excel I need the exact date. Excel is giving me the exact date. Here in this particular case, Excel is giving us the month. That is why Excel makes use of the end of the month. Now if you look at this particular case now, the due date that was given to the seller to make payment for this car was 27th of March 2017. A month before the due date was 27th of February 2017. Now a month before this particular due date is 28th of February 2017, because the month of February in 2017 ends in 28. So Excel gives you just the exact month, the last day of the month. And so now let's look at this particular month after the past due date. Now I want to see how many months after the past due date for the payment of this particular car. Or what I'm interested, I want to know the exact months after the particular due payment of this car. Now you can see that the date that was given to this seller, particular seller to make payment for this particular model of car was 31st of July 2017. Now and that was the date that was given to the seller. Now I want to see how many months past the due date for the payment of the car that was given. In other words, the car was purchased on this date, 3rd of November 2016, and the due date I was given to the seller to make payment for this car. How many months or how many number of years that was given, or how many number of months that was given to the seller to make payments for the car. That's what we're interested in doing here. So in order to do that, we can simply click on that. I will click on this, use the arrow key of your keyboard, type the minus sign, then use the arrow key of your keyboard and press enter. Now we're interested in knowing the number of months, but Excel is giving us the number of days here. But we're talking about what? The month. So we need the month. So what are we going to do? Now we can do that by typing equals to here, and we can use the month function of Microsoft Excel. Can use the month function of Microsoft Excel. Okay. Now you can see, now since we've already calculated the number of days, all we need to do is to look for convert the days to months. That is what I did. I actually converted the number of days to months, and that gave me the number of days. Also, this function, the number of days, we can use it to look for you can use this number of days to see how long a particular staff have been working in a particular company. The start date will be the date the staff was employed. The end date will be that particular date in which you want to see how long the particular staff have been working in a particular company to see the number of days. Now, you want to see the number of months. All you need to do is to convert the number of days into months, just as what I did here. I make use of the months, I converted it. Now, another method of doing this is this. I can type equals to here. I will type the months. We'll type the months. Double click on that. Now, Excel asks for the date. Now, instead of clicking on this particular value, 267 days, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the another function of Microsoft Excel. That's the days 360. Now the start date, that is the start date, and the end date. Now my end date here will be the actual due date I was given to the payment of this particular car. The actual date, the actual due date of giving for the payment of a particular car. Then what method do I want to use? Double click on that. Then you can see we have one bracket here, we have two brackets to the left, and we need another two brackets to the right. Press enter. You can see Excel performs that particular calculation, and you can see that Excel convert that to months. So we can double click on this, and when you double click and you scroll down, press the control key of your keyboard and down arrow key, you can see the last. You can see the date for this particular car. You can see the actual due date for this car is 12 of May 2017, and you can see when the car was bought. The car was bought on the 12th of June 2017, and the seller was only given 1 month to make payment for that particular car. Okay, now let's look at this. Now let's look at all this now. Now let's quickly delete all this. Now we need this date. We can type equals to, that will give us today's date. Type a bracket, close, and press enter. So that gives us today's date. Now we can also look at the time by pressing the control key of your keyboard and the semicolon. That gives us the date. But if we are interested in the time, press the control key, press the shift key, and the semicolon of your keyboard. That will give us the time. So that gives us the time. Now we can use the now function of Excel. The now function of Excel works like the today's date function of Microsoft Excel. Type a bracket, close, without an argument, and press enter. But the now function, the difference between the now function and the date function of Microsoft Excel is that the now function will give you today's date. Today's date is 23rd of January 2019, and it gives you the time. Now I want to get the hour. To get the hour, you have to use the hour function of Microsoft Excel. Get the hour, you have to use the hour function of Microsoft Excel. Now type equals to, and type the R. You double click on that. When you double click on that, click on R. Excel will give you the R. You can see this is 15 hours because by this time, you can see the time there. This is 15 minutes past 3 p.m. So you can see the hours is 15 hours. Now we can see the minutes. If you're interested in the minute, you double click on this, and Excel is going to give you the minutes. type a bracket, close and press enter. Now we have 16 minutes. Now I want to see the seconds. Double click on that and click on this. Excel will give you the seconds. Now Excel will give you the second. Now I want to see the day. The day. We're interested in the day. Remember today is 23rd. So Excel gives us 23rd. Now the next is the date. Let's make use of the date function of Excel. Now this will give us value that represent the date function in Microsoft Excel. Now we're going to give you the year. We're going to get the year, you're going to get the month, and you're going to get the day. Okay, the Excel is going to give you the date. Okay, let's leave this for now. Let's look at the month function. Now we want to see the months. We are in the first month of the year. In this part of my country, we are in the first month of the year. So I click on this, and Excel gives me the month that we are in, because we are in the first month of the year. Excel gives that to me, and I'm interested in looking at the weekday. What weekday is this? Okay, I'm interested to see the weekday. We are in the, is it the 4th week? Is it the 5th week? We're in the 4th week of the year. Then I want to see the week number. The week number, in most cases, they are still the same. The week number. I want to see the week number. And starting from Sunday, I want to be, that is, I'm assuming that Sunday is the first day of the week. Now we have different options here. If you are assuming, or you're in your particular country, Monday is seen as the first day of the week, you can click on Monday. Sunday is seen as the first day of the week, you can click on Sunday, and you type okay, close that. That gives us what? The week number. That gives us the week number. So we can see the week number. Now I can use the year for the date function of Microsoft Excel. For instance, I have a year 2019. I have a month. Let me call January. I have a date. Let me call 20. Now I want to use this. So we have the date, we have the month, and we have the day. Now this will give us the value in Excel format. Now you can see Excel giving us that. So you can see Microsoft Excel giving us that. That's the date of 21st 2009. Now I want to see the date. Now for this is a particular project, different kind of project given to various type of engineering or construction company. Now these are various type of construction company, and these are the project type given to each of these construction company, and these are the start dates for each of this particular project. Now all the construction company have started the project. Now each project is expected that this project ought to be completed by this particular dates. Now we want to see the exact date in which this particular project will be completed, so we can use the workday function of Microsoft Excel. Now we are going to touch that in a minute. So the start date of the project is this. The number of days given for the is this. Now, is there any holiday given for the project? If there's any holiday, we can include the holidays in a formula. But in this particular case, there is no holiday. So let's assume there is no holiday and press enter. The moment you press enter, Microsoft Excel automatically brings out the output and gives us the exact date in which this particular project will be completed. You can see for this particular project to be completed 29th of March 2019, and while for the next will be completed at the 3rd of September 2018. So this road project is 420 days. sorry, 520 days. So we can see that the completion date for each of this particular word project. So the round function of Excel formula, type equals to in this particular cell. I want to look for the salary. Sorry, I want to look for the commission for this particular, for each of the staff, for the commission for each of the staff. Now I want to look for the commission value for each of the staff. Now in order to look for the commission, type equals in that particular cell and press the arrow key, click on this particular cell, and okay, let's make use of the salary column first, then times, then we need to click on this particular cell and press enter. But when I press enter, Microsoft Excel calculates the commission for that particular staff. You can see this is in percentage. I can simply change it here to no specific format. Alternatively, I make use of the number format with blank. And click on OK. That's Excel does that. So I double click on this. Now when I double click on it, you can see the value Excel is giving to me. Excel is giving me such kind of value. I don't know where the value comes from. Now when I click and drag, you can see kind of value Excel is giving to me. So I'm not interested. So why is Excel giving me this value? You can, when you double click on this, so you can see Excel making use of this value and this value calculating. Yes, I actually wanted to calculate the commission for this particular staff, but you can see Excel is not making use of the commission. Excel is using an empty cell in calculating. That is why Excel is giving us error in that particular cell. And you can see the next cell likewise. Why Excel is giving us error in the next cell? Because we are also using another cell in calculating. So what am I going to do in that particular case? Since I have this here, I'll type equals to here, click on that and type times, then I go to this. You can press the F4 key of your keyboard. F4 key of your keyboard will bring the dollar sign, but mine is not bringing the dollar sign. Now, since Excel is shifting the value down the road, along the road, I'll put a dollar sign. I'm going to put a dollar sign beside it in order to lock that particular cell and press enter. So that's a kind of mixed reference style. So when I click on this, I double click on this, Excel automatically calculates that. So you can see now Excel is still using this particular value and this value for performing the calculation. Now I want to calculate I need the salary plus the commission value. All I need to do is to type equals to on this cell plus and enter. All I need to do is to double click on that and press enter. Now I want to talk about rounding up. Now you can see when Excel performs this calculation of the commission, you can see the decimal digit here, some have more than 2 decimal digits. So you can see Excel giving us such kind of decimal digit. So what am I going to do? Let's highlight this first and foremost. Okay, now let's as the decimal digits now. Okay, that has changed the decimal digit, but let me undo that because that shouldn't change the decimal digit. But let's assume I want to deal with the decimal digit. What am I going to do? I'm going to highlight all the cells. I'm going to use the roundup function of Microsoft Excel. So I'm going to use the roundup function of Microsoft Excel in performing each of these calculations. So what am I going to do now in this particular case? You can see the decimal digit they are more than. So what am I going to do in this particular case? So I'm going to calculate partition, but what I'm going to use the roundup function of Microsoft Excel. Let's type a roundup function of Microsoft Excel. Now I want to round up the value of those. I want to round up those value. Now what are the value I want to round up? I want to round up this value times this other value this is the value I want to round up. Now you can see I'm rounding up to 2 decimal places. Now I can now double click. Let me click on this, type equals to because of the way my keyboard is doing, the keyboard is giving me a little bit of headache now. So I like this to cell and double click on that. So now Excel is giving us the problem. Why? We've already explained that, why we are having that particular problem. I'm not going to go through that. So we'll put a $sign here and we click on this. So we can now highlight and double click on that. Now you can see Excel giving me 2 decimal places, but in this particular case I didn't put the round function of Excel. So let me undo that. I'm going to put the round function here as well. So we're going to tell Excel round that. So we didn't put the number of, we want Excel to run 2 decimal places. We want Excel to round it up to 2 decimal places. So Excel has done that. Excel has rounded it up to 2 decimal places. So when we highlight this and double click on this, you can see the values, the answers are in 2 decimal places. Now you can see that this is 3,433 naira 32 kobo, while this 81,463 naira 32 kobo. Now we can also let me undo that. Let me quickly undo that, clicking the undo. I can tell Excel I can use, instead of using the round function, I can use the round up function of Excel. Round up. Now I'm using the round up function of Excel and press enter. But take note, you are dealing with values. You are dealing with naira. Now when you are dealing with naira, round up is not advisable to use, so that you will not be adding additional naira to a particular company or a particular staff. And also round down also is not also really advisable, because some staff will come after you for just 50 kobo of their salary that is left to be paid to them. So you can use the round up, you can use the round down of Microsoft Excel, and Excel is going to give you the right value for that. So you can so that is the Excel for accounting part 1. Watch out for my Excel accounting part 2, Excel for accounting. Watch out for my Excel for accounting part 2. So watch out for my Excel for accounting part 2 video. If you love this video, you can please subscribe for our free weekly video from Excel updates. You can subscribe for our video. Also, you can like us on YouTube. You can like our video, and also you can share on our video on different social media. You make use of the Facebook, the WhatsApp, and the rest different type of social media you can share our video. Also, you can like our video, but do subscribe for our videos and tell your friends, your colleagues to also subscribe for our video. If you want to receive our video directly into your email box, you do subscribe for our video on our YouTube channel, or you follow us by email. So you go to our blog and you can follow us by email at careerskillservices.blogspot.com. When you follow us by email, you get the video directly into your email box. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.